Today, we'll be recapping Dragonheart, a movie released in 2020. The film begins by showing us events that occurred long ago. According to legend, a massive creature existed during this time, a dragon of enormous proportions. Initially, this dragon aided the king in battles, but during a significant war, it decided to abandon the kingdom rather than continue supporting the king. The story then fast-forwards 20 years. We are introduced to a poor family consisting of a father, mother, and son. Despite their poverty, they live happily and lovingly on a farm nestled in the middle of a vast plain, surrounded by a dense forest. While the parents work on the farm, their son, Lucas, tends to the cattle and works in the fields. Exhausted from his labor, Lucas decides to take a short nap on a patch of grass not far from home. However, he is soon awakened by a loud scream coming from his house. Rushing back, Lucas discovers a horrifying scene. 4 assassins, the bear, the wolf, the scorpions, and the snake, have attacked his family. The attackers brutally kill his parents and, as if that weren't enough, they set the house ablaze before leaving. Devastated, Lucas can do nothing but watch from a distance as his home burns. His only remaining companions are his 2 cows. Determined to survive and seek justice, Lucas decides to sell his cattle in town. Once there, he encounters King Razvan and his royal guards. Lucas seizes this opportunity to tell the king about the assassins and pleads for justice. However, instead of helping, the king dismisses him and drives him away. Frustrated and heartbroken, Lucas resolves to seek vengeance by hiring an assassin with the money from selling his cattle. Lucas visits a local bar and openly declares that he is looking for a killer. Soon, 2 individuals approach him, each claiming they can help. The 2 potential assassins begin to argue over who should take the job, escalating into a physical fight. Frightened by their aggression, Lucas slips away and hides in a nearby house, which turns out to belong to a renowned blacksmith. After explaining his plight, the blacksmith advises Lucas that he needs a weapon for protection. However, since Lucas has no money left, the blacksmith suggests trading his land for a sword. Begrudgingly, Lucas agrees, and the blacksmith provides him with a sword. The blacksmith also tells Lucas about a legendary dragon named Siveth, who resides atop the highest mountain. He advises Lucas to seek the dragon's help and hands him a pouch of seeds to offer as a gift. Although skeptical at first, Lucas, with no other options, embarks on the journey to find Siveth. Along the way, he encounters villagers who mock him for believing in the dragon's existence and even attack him. Nevertheless, Lucas remains determined and presses on. Eventually, he meets a hunter who claims to know where Siveth lives and directs him to a cave at the mountain's peak. Following the hunter's instructions, Lucas reaches the icy cave and, despite his doubts, ventures inside. Placing the seeds on the ground, he calls out for the dragon. To his astonishment, Siveth, a magnificent ice-breathing dragon, appears. Initially taken aback, Lucas gains courage and explains his tragic situation, pleading for her help. However, Siveth, who reveals that she cannot breathe fire but can freeze anything with her ice breath, refuses to assist Lucas, believing his quest for vengeance to be futile. Disheartened but undeterred, Lucas leaves the cave and continues his journey. That night, he rests beside a large rock, only to wake and find a white horse waiting for him. Realizing the horse wants to be a friend with him, Lucas resumes his journey with his new companion. Later, he meets a hunter named Darius, who agrees to travel with him. As they journey together, Lucas shares the details of his family's murder. Darius reveals that he knows the assassins, as they have killed many others before. He explains that the group split after the attack, heading in different directions. Bear, one of the assassins, now resides in a cave within a desolate area to the north. The duo devises a plan to confront Bear. As they approach their destination, the white horse suddenly transforms into Siveth, shocking Darius. Though stunned, Darius immediately distrusts the dragon, accusing her of abandoning them during a crucial battle. This, he says, is why the king branded her a traitor. Darius wasn't happy about Siveth joining them, creating a dilemma for Luke. Darius gave Luke an ultimatum: choose either him or Siveth. Luke insisted he needed both their help, but Darius disagreed and decided to leave. As time passed, Luke remained unaware that the assassins were tracking him. When the gang finally caught up, Luke, gripped by fear, ran as fast as he could. Siveth intervened, attacking the gang. While Luke ran from Bear's superior strength quickly overpowered him. During the struggle, Luke's belt broke, causing Bear to lose balance and fall off the cliff, dying upon impact. After this, Luke and Sivit headed toward their next target, revealed to be Wolf's cave. Along the way, Luke and Sivit grew closer. When they reached the cave, Wolf and his team ambushed them, leading Sivit to battle the group. She killed them all and captured Wolf, intending to make him serve them. Wolf's job was to lead them to his comrade's hideout. According to Wolf, the closest hideout belonged to Serpent Woman. When Luke arrived, he discovered Darius had already been there, attempting to attack Serpent Woman. However, Darius fell into a trap before he could strike. Seeing Darius about to be killed, Sivit joined the fight, aiding Darius by striking Serpent Woman's team with her ice powers. During the battle, Wolf managed to cut through his restraints and tried to escape, but Sivit froze his hand to a horse's body. As Wolf struggled to free himself, his hand broke off. Meanwhile, Serpent Woman attempted to flee, but Luke pursued her and eventually stopped her. A fierce battle ensued between Luke and Serpent Woman. Midway through the fight, Luke used her venomous weapon against her, severely injuring her. Despite their victory, Serpent Woman refused to reveal Scorpion's location, even under threat. She declared, "Even if you kill me, I won't betray Scorpion." Sivit suggested turning her into the city instead of killing her. The next day, Luke and Darius decided to hand her over to the authorities. That night, while Darius examined documents he had found in Serpent Woman's cave at a bar, he uncovered shocking information. The murders were ordered by none other than the kingdom's king. Just as he realized this, royal soldiers arrived, forcing him to hide the documents. The soldiers captured Darius and tied him to a post. The king arrived, revealing that he had orchestrated everything. He warned Darius that if he told anyone, he would be killed. Before leaving, the king ordered his soldiers to beat Darius and confiscated the documents. After being severely beaten, Darius managed to escape and informed Luke and the others of the king's plans, though they still couldn't discern his ultimate goal. Sivit then deduced that the king's objective was to exterminate the kingdom's poor to manage a looming food shortage, fearing rebellion and loss of his throne. They realized they needed the documents Darius had found to expose the king's cruelty. Meanwhile, Scorpion freed Serpent Woman from prison. Learning this, Luke decided to track them down and kill them. Sivit, however, argued that their priority should be retrieving the documents to overthrow the king. Luke blamed Sivit for Serpent Woman's escape, claiming her reluctance to kill was to blame. While pursuing Scorpion, Luke and Darius were ambushed in a snowy region. With the odds against them, Darius urged Luke to escape with the horse. As Luke reached the horse, Scorpion attacked and overpowered him. Darius, too preoccupied fighting others, couldn't help. However, he eventually defeated the gang and rescued Luke from Scorpion. Unfortunately, Serpent Woman then attacked Luke. Meanwhile, Sivit disguised herself as a cat to retrieve the documents from a soldier. She succeeded but saw Luke near death, prompting her to reveal her true form and rush to help. Darius was still battling Scorpion, who tried to drown him. Darius managed to grab a hidden blade underwater and killed Scorpion. When Sivit arrived at the scene, she found Luke severely injured by Serpent Woman. Enraged, Sivit killed Serpent Woman. Afterward, she flew Luke to a forest hospital, where a young healer, Ona, tended to his wounds. Apparently, this is the girl Luke was gazing at in the city. Ona and Luke enjoy pleasant conversations, sharing joyful moments together. However, their happiness is short-lived, as King Rasvan arrives with his guards and the townspeople in tow, searching for Luke and Sivit. The king declares that Sivit is a traitor to the kingdom and now intends to exile Sivit from the land. The townspeople, acting like loyal subjects, offer their support to the king. Just as King Rasvan tries to attack Luke and Sivit, Darius arrives with Wolf, who is gravely injured but still alive, even though his arm is completely broken. At this moment, Darius demands that Wolf reveal everything he knows about the king. Wolf confesses that King Rasvan had ordered the execution of every poor citizen. This revelation shocks everyone. Sivit steps forward and urges anyone who has witnessed the king's cruelty to speak up, promising them safety and protection. Following her plea, several of the king's guards come forward to expose the king's past atrocities. Faced with undeniable evidence and overwhelming public opposition, King Rasvan is forced to relinquish his throne. His guards and the townspeople compel him to abdicate, and unable to escape his misdeeds, the king is imprisoned. With the truth finally revealed, the entire city learns that Sivit is not a traitor. In fact, it was the king who branded her as one, falsely accusing her to cover up his own wrongdoings. Luke returns to his home and starts rebuilding his farm, living a happy life with Ona. The story concludes with Luke and Ona getting married, and Siveth now beloved by everyone, showing how she has finally found acceptance. Then today movie is end. If you like this movie, please comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for future videos.